They are coming here.
It's Morbin time.
The Tron franchise has always been a bit of an enigma to me. As a kid of the 90s here in Denmark, the original Tron movie from 1982 never really had any relevance here, nor any staying power for that matter. My first encounter with the franchise was actually through the video game Kingdom Hearts 2, a game series where you visit various Disney worlds and experience an abridged version of the original Disney film the world is based on. Needless to say, I was terribly confused when I first saw this very retro 80s depiction of a computer world, but I was somewhat charmed nonetheless. So when a new film came out in 2010 in the form of Tron Legacy, I had a bit more of an interest in the world after Kingdom Hearts. I was, however, terribly let down. Outside of the visuals and a banger Daft Punk soundtrack, the movie was really forgettable. No, really, I only remember the ending and something about a clone of the main character's dad, and of course the soundtrack and Daft Punk themselves making a cameo. So how was a third film going to do in a 40-year plus franchise 15 years after the already late sequel? Nearly 15 years after the events of Tron Legacy, two tech powerhouses in the form of Encom, now led by Eve Kim, played by Greta Lee, and rival Dillinger Systems, run by Julian Dillinger, Evan Peters, vie to bring digital constructs into the real world. Eve and her partner Seth discover Flynn's long-abandoned Alaskan station and recover a permanence code capable of sustaining digital life outside of the grid beyond the usual 29-minute limit. Julian, meanwhile, unveils a new program called Ares, played by Jared Leto, a master control program he claims will serve as the perfect expendable soldier. But Ares exhibits self-awareness and curiosity about the real world, diverging from Julian's intended purpose. Julian dispatches Ares and another program, Athena, to infiltrate Encom's systems, steal the permanence code and neutralize Eve. Now, an intense game of cat and mouse is going to decide the next step in the evolution of the world, as well as the digital one.
Fascinating.
Coming into this film, I was trying to grasp onto any of the characters and their relevance to the overarching plot of the franchise. But no character, outside of a brief cameo by Jeff Bridges, really ties this movie over to any of the previous entries. And as a casual watcher of the franchise, the movie in my opinion fails to get me caught up and properly invested in any way. Also, I know there's supposed to be a vague similarity between Ares and Frankenstein, seeing as the movie hints at a parallel between the base narrative of the book and its themes and Ares himself. But despite being a living AI program, I think his character turn and opposition to Julian was maybe a little too quick and unmotivated in my opinion. And the worst part is that every performance in the movie just seemed flat and phoned in. And that is especially a shame, seeing as the movie boasts massive talents like Evan Peters and Gillian Anderson. The one thing that the general movie-going audience, the critics, and myself agree upon is the absolutely amazing soundtrack delivered, courtesy of Nine Inch Nails. Much like its predecessor in Tron Legacy, the band delivers an incredible soundscape that is a heart-pounding, foot-thumping, and immersive soundtrack that sucks you audibly into the grid. And while it's distinctively not Daft Punk, the underlying motifs of the world of Tron are alive and well in this soundtrack as well. Visually, the movie also succeeds. The neon colors and modernized 80s futurism is once again a feast for the eyes, and its transcendence into the physical world also blends seamlessly. Unfortunately, that's about all the positives I can give this film. I mean, it's fine, but honestly, I had hoped for an outing that was going to cement the franchise's staying power. Instead, it's beyond obvious at this point that Tron is an obsolete software that is not congruent with our modern operating system. I mean, if you need a pretty popcorn flick with perhaps the year's best soundtrack, you can't go wrong. But if you want something a little more substantial, I think you can easily skip this one. As such, this movie performs no higher than a 5 out of 10. Thanks for watching.